All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, just a reminder to silence your cell phones, please. We'll start with roll call.
Mayor Sherman.
Here.
Councillor Horton.
Here.
Councillor Klinkhammer. Councillor Lundstrom. Councillor Scalise.
Here.
Councillor Spradlin.
Here.
Councillor Tyree.
Okay. We're missing a few, but we do have a quorum. Yes, we do. Approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or corrections for the agenda tonight? If not, I'd look for a motion to approve.
I move we approve the agenda for a regular meeting on July 28th, 2025.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Councillor Spradlin.
Yes.
Councillor Horton.
Yes.
Councillor Scalise.
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Approval of the minutes. Is there any corrections for the minutes from our last meeting that anybody noticed? If not, I look for a motion to approve.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my agenda pulled up. Need a motion to approve the regular minutes for July 14th of 2025.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Councillor Scalise.
Yes.
Councillor Horton.
Yes.
Councillor Spradlin.
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Visitors and delegations. Do we have any citizens to speak to council tonight? Does not look like it. Okay. Normally, if we did, we could speak to council for 5 minutes at this time. All right, management. We've got a first reading of an ordinance that Tyler is going to tell us about.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, City Council. So I've mentioned this in a couple of staff reports and probably a work session as well. So finally bringing it to action here. So this is the renewal of the franchise agreement with Spectrum Charter Communications. Our current franchise agreement is expiring, and so we're looking at renewing that for another 10 years is what the term is, and then an automatic additional 5 years as long as there's no changes that want to be made after that. We've worked with Charter, and we have the representative, John Lee, here to speak tonight as well. We've gone through that. There's naturally some revisions over time just because things change, laws change, technologies change. But we've gone through that. We've passed it over to Dan, our attorney, for review as well. And the whole agreement itself, I'm not going to go through it, but just the general things are just the terms, indemnification and insurance, service obligations, the types of services that will be offered to the community members, the construction and technical standards as things are being done as it pertains to compliance and safety, roadway occupancy, so taking care of things like tree trimming and restoration of public ways when work is going to be done, the customer service they'll be providing to our residents, the rates, franchise fees. The City of Brush does collect a 5% franchise fee on the total revenues. If I remember right, it's not specific to Charter Spectrum, but I think overall, so this would include some of the other competitors in the area. I think it was $24,000, if I remember right, that we budgeted for 2025 for this year.
Thank you.
So it does bring in some revenues for the city as well. If they do change ownership, the transfers that are tied to that, and then other miscellaneous types of components. So that's a very general overview of it. Sort of 22-page document. If you haven't looked at it yet, you're more than welcome to at any time. And so that's pretty much all I have for the staff report. I'll turn it over to John if you want to say anything, John.
Madam Mayor, Council Member John Lee, and the Government Affairs Senior Manager for Charter Spectrum for Colorado. As Tyler said, this is the renewal of our existing agreement. It's a 10-year term. The 5% franchise fee the city's receiving is the maximum allowed under the FCC, the federal law. Again, some minor changes to catch up with federal law, what's on there. I want to thank Mr. Purvis and Ms. Torres, and by extension, your outside counsel have been very wonderful to work with, very easy, very collaborative. very responsive, which we don't always get. So appreciate it, look forward to continuing to offer service and compete in brush.
You're good.
Thank
Good to
you.
hear. Thank you. All right, so I would need a counselor to introduce this by title.
I'd like to introduce on first reading ordinance number 914-25, granting a non-exclusive franchise by the City of Brush, Colorado to Spectrum Pacific West LLC. Or do I need to read the whole thing?
You gotta read the whole thing.
And its
Sorry.
lawful successors, transferees and assigns for the right to make reasonable and lawful use of the right-of-way within the city to construct, operate, maintain, reconstruct, repair, and upgrade a cable system for the purpose of providing cable services to the city within the City of Brush, Colorado, and adopting the franchise agreement as the primary code by reference.
Thank you. So now I need a motion to approve on first reading and publish, and this also needs to have the title read again.
I move we approve and publish on first reading ordinance number 914-25, granting a non-exclusive franchise by the City of Brush, Colorado to Spectrum Pacific West LLC and its lawful successors, transferees and assigns for the right to make reasonable and lawful use of the right-of-way within the city to construct, operate, maintain, reconstruct, repair, and upgrade a cable system for the purpose of providing cable services to the citizens within the City of Brush, Colorado, and adopting the franchise agreement as the primary code by reference. Sorry about that title. Thanks, Dan.
It's your
Thanks.
fault. Anybody want a second?
Good.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Coordinated mail ballot election agreement, Loranda.
We're doing a coordinated election with the county this year, and in order to do that, the IGA that I put before you tonight outlines the requirements of both the county clerk and recorder's office and then us as our jurisdiction. It also provides for reasonable sharing of costs in that coordinated election. I think it's pretty straightforward. I have no questions or concerns. We don't have any measures that are going on the ballot this year, just the vacant seats on council. So some of it doesn't apply to us, but it's just a blanket agreement that is used for all of their jurisdictions as well. And in fact, I'm not sure I need council approval. I sign the document as the designated election official, but I just wanted to include council in the process and go ahead and ask for your approval on this tonight. Are there any questions?
Nope.
All right, so anybody want to make a motion?
Move we approve the coordinated mail ballot election intergovernmental agreement.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Spradlin,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, finance.
I move we approve disbursements and payroll for July 15th, 2025 through July 28th, 2025, totaling $279,053.06.
Second.
Is payroll included in that number?
It's just disbursements.
Just disbursements, okay, so that's just disbursements. Okay.
Oh, you want me to redo it?
Do we need to?
Oh, my mistake on that. I apologize. Can we just amend to remove the impure?
You just-
Okay.
I'll amend that for just disbursements.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Anybody want to make a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Spradlin,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Staff reports. Tyler Purvis, Community Development.
Just a quick handful tonight. One, I forgot to mention last time about the festoon lighting downtown. Question came up a few times, how come only some of the lights appear to be on during the week? And that's something that we chose to do, where Monday through Thursday, every other strand basically is on or off, depending on the nights. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all those lights are on. more than anything else, it just draws a lot of curiosity. The reason for that really is just to extend the life of the bulbs, instead of just running them every night. So hopefully it'll push it out, and it saves a little bit of electricity as well. Not as much is happening during the weeknights. As of now, we're hoping to change that over time, as I've expressed to council. But that is the reason for that. The projects north of the interstate, just a quick update on those. So Maverick and Tractor Supply Company, they continue to march forward. Originally, the time frame was going to be August that they were expecting to wrap up. Delays happened, so roughly middle of September is when we're expecting them to request a TCO, and both of them requested a TCO. That way they can at least get inside and start getting merchandise set up and that kind of thing prior to opening itself. And then while they finalize a couple other things, such as with the health department, that has to get done before a CO can be issued. But that'll be happening in no time, so less than 2 months from today, they should both be up and running. And then along those lines too, the whole subdivision itself, the Armbar subdivision, the public improvements that need to be made up there, still working with them on that. Those roads still do belong to them. We have not accepted the roads as of yet. I believe, I'm just going off the top of my head right now, I should have gone back and reviewed this. But I think it's just the water and the sewer lines that we've accepted so far. There's no sidewalks up there. They're actually going to get started on those in the next couple of weeks. They're waiting for both Tractor Supply and Maverick to finish some of their site work, so that way they can then do the concrete after that. And the plan, as I understand it, will be to go not just along Crossway, but Hospital, and then underneath I-76, right across where the on-ramp is to I-76, essentially making a connection from, if you wanted to, you could walk all the way up Hospital Road and all the way down to the truck wash. The lighting as well, something that we're working with them on, that's been delayed through the construction process. By lighting, I mean the street lights. We did have a requirement early on for those to match the existing lights along Hospital Road. So because those are different than the standard issue one, there's more of a lead time on that. But there's been back and forth, and it sounds like a misunderstanding between the developer and Xcel Energy on some of those components, but we're working with them on that, moving things forward. Just spoke with them about that this past week. Last meeting, I did mention the senior affordable housing study that we got the draft copy on. So got all the comments back from the community. I did pass all that back, as well as internal comments back to the consultant. So they're going to make any necessary revisions, and then we'll have that and go forward from there. And then the last thing is that Morgan County has been working on a comprehensive plan update. And I just say that to the community, that if they're curious, they can go on the website and look at that and make any comments of their own. That's because Morgan County and us were somewhat of a symbiotic, we have a symbiotic relationship with them. So their future plans impact Brush and its community, and then our plans, of course, affect them as well. And so we've worked with them and talked with them through this update process to ensure that the interests of Brush and our long-term plans are part of their long-term plans, so there's not conflicts down the road. But if anyone in the area is interested in looking at that, that's available on their website. So that's all the updates I have for you tonight.
I got a question, a couple questions. On the festoon lighting, someone asked me, and I kind of made an educated guess as to why, but why didn't they put the festoon lighting on the other side of 34?
Can I ask what
To the south.
what your guess was?
South.
Yeah.
My guess was height of traffic coming over the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, the big oversized vehicles come in there,
Okay.
and a lot of times they use 100 block to.
That's what I thought. That's what I told them, but I
was.
wasn't, I can't remember if you'd ever mentioned that before.
I might have, but yeah, it's a good reminder, even if I did. Yeah, it's-
And then on the armbar stuff, there's still a telephone pole, like, right in the
correct.
way. Is there any update on that?
Uh,
That's an Excel thing.
Yeah, I'll have Dale speak to that. He's been working with the
Okay.
company. It should have happened a long time ago.
That just seems like we're asking for,
Yeah, it'll
trouble.
be removed theoretically soon. So Dale will speak to that in
Okay.
the staff report.
great, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Chief Flecksteiner.
Evening, Madam Mayor, Council. Briefly, just a few things. I want to bring to light the Barbecue with the Blue is this coming Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Fort Morgan's Library Park. We're going to have our MRAP as we usually do, and then a couple of patrol vehicles, and then just a little booth. We're going to give away some of the community policing swag that we've kind of got on hand. So usually get a really good turnout, and everybody has a good time. So if you have nothing else going on, you want to stop by, we'll have a few people there as well. We did, our Sigma tactical wellness stuff, as I've said before, is in place. We actually had 70% of my department took advantage of it, so we've done the first half. The second half is actually to take place in August, where we have to go to Longmont, and they have some more testing down there. So I was glad to see that we had the majority of the department took advantage of it, because I think health is very beneficial, so I'm glad to see that. 6 of us actually are doing our walk in Windsor for the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So I was unaware that they did these kind of things, but I had representatives of them reach out to me last month and said they have a couple walks coming up in Colorado. So we've got 6 of us, so we're all going to get t-shirts, and we're all going to do, I think it's like a 5K walk / run thing. So, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity for some team development for us, because we've got a couple people that are very heavy against drunk driving, so I thought it'd be a good chance to get us involved in something like that. If it goes well, there is fundraising capabilities with it, but because it was so short notice for us, I decided not to do that this year. But if we get good representation and have a good time, I think it might be an opportunity for us to take advantage next year. Then lastly, if you guys take a look at our Facebook page, the truck wash did let a couple of us go through the truck wash last week, and then they put together a cool little video with that Bad Boy song. Not a fan of it, but I thought the video came out really well. They comped us the car washes and said that obviously with the use of the water, they try to get at least 2 or 3 patrol cars at a time, because they're usually used for semis, but they said they're more than willing to put us through that, and I guess they did a fire truck that day as well. So in the event that we have 4th of July, or we've got a good number of cars need to go through, I think it's something we'll take advantage of. Cars look really well until it sprinkled a little bit, and then it got dirty again, but it did really well, and they were very gracious to let us go through it, and then they shared the video to go through, so I thought it was great collaboration, worked real well. Available for any questions, comments, concerns, anything that's popped up recently?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Fire Chief York.
Mayor and Council, just a couple items. So production has started on the new tower. So the chassis, the cab of the chassis has been completed. So they're anticipating we will have delivery of that the end of December. So we're looking at going out second week of December to do final inspection on that, and then they will deliver it to us, and then we'll have an in-service, and we'll plan a push-in ceremony and everything we did with the new engine. We'll do the same thing with the tower. Currently, we have 7 rookies. We have 2 more in the process, which will give us 9, which in fact will put us close to our max of 35. But that has 3 active retired members on it. And it was always discussed and said that if we get to that number and we have more applicants, we will ask the active retireds to go fully retired. However, the 3 active retireds that we have, I'm not going to ask that of them, because they're very valuable to our organization. And so my ask is that City Council and the Rule Board up the number of volunteers that we can have. So I would ask to go up to 40. The Rule Board has already approved that at their last meeting to go up to 40, and they figured it out with just insurance cost. It came to like $180 a person. So of course, we don't have 40 sets of gear, so that's going to be an additional cost of getting more gear, but I'm just not willing to ask those 3 to hang it up completely. And the only reason they go active retired is so that they can start drawing their pension when they turn 50.
And
So
they probably should look.
FPPA would allow them to receive their pension and stay active, they would, but they require them to go active retired in order to draw their pension. So I missed last city council meeting. I know there was, the hot topic was water on the 4th of July. I'm in total agreement. The water balloons have gotten out of control. So we've had individuals that partially freeze the water balloons, which is going to damage vehicles and break windows. They used to be they would pull out their garden hoses or water guns, and that was it. However, it's turned to water balloons, and when they miss the vehicles and fly across the street and hit unwanted individuals, it's an issue. So I'm in total agreement with doing something as far as the water balloons go. Are you gonna stop the water on a parade? No, you're not. And one, we'll get crucified if we don't spray water. That's just a fact.
We'll get you squirt guns.
Other than that, that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Ray, have you heard anything about the rule board, if they're gonna need to do a ballot question this year?
Have not, they have not heard back from the state in regards to that matter. So hopefully they will have an answer at the meeting in August. Because here we go again if they have to do something.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Delco Works. Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Really don't have a whole lot tonight. I was out last week getting for training. Got to get training units to renew certifications. So the crew's pretty much was just staying the course. But I did bring back some things that either Tyler or myself will probably be bringing to council later on. It's just not ripe for discussion right now. Then there was the question about the poles over in the arm bars development. Yes, those are fiber optic companies that belongs to Unite Private Networks, and they've been working for a while to get those undergrounded. I do know that they have been boring and trenching in that area. It's just a matter of them finish splicing in and then being able to take those poles out.
Okay.
And so it is in process. I just don't, like I said, I was gone last week, so I don't know how far they are or how close they are to getting that finished.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's one of those things that unfortunately sometimes these projects just, when you're trying to take something overhead and bring it underground,
Yeah.
I mean, the engineers get involved, and then you gotta find the contractors and then the funding, and it takes a while to get some of that stuff done.
Sure.
But they are working on it, and hopefully should be done pretty soon, because there's a lot of people asking, when are they coming down?
Yeah.
So it is in process.
Good.
Other than that, the only thing I really have is that the streets are still being worked on. That's a priority for our street crew at this point. We got to get ready for the preservation projects. They're coming up at the end of August and first part of September. And so there's a lot of pressure on the street crew to get things ready to go. So I do know that there's a lot of citizens have requests of our street department. I just ask that everybody be patient until we can get past this preservation project. We've got quite a bit in the works right now, and then we will eventually get to some of the other requests that our citizens have. However, it's right now the critical path is getting the streets ready to go for preservation at this point. So with that, I'll entertain any questions.
Dale, anything on Regulation 31, the landfill regulations? Have you heard much more about the state, more regulations, and it's going to potentially really increase our landfill tipping fees?
A lot of what I've heard, I don't know the exact regulation number. I would say that what is being proposed is emissions from landfill, specifically methane and methane recovery, and not letting it off gas. It's considered a greenhouse gas. It's even more potent than carbon dioxide. And with that, the number one source of methane is the decomposition of organics. And I do know that the legislature did approve for an engineering study to look at banning organics going into the landfill. And I believe 2027 was their goal to start on the ban of organics. I don't know where that's at this point. A lot of things are pretty dynamic and a lot of moving parts in the legislature. But that's where this is headed, is with the methane emissions, reducing those, and yes, it can increase our costs. we're going to have to be looking at, and it's an inevitability. It's happening quite a few places, quite a few states, that organics are not allowed in the landfill in these states. So we need to start, I've been talking with our solid waste division on what we're going to do. I mean, one of the biggest producers of organics in the city of Brush is the city of Brush, with our parks and everything like that. We also look at school districts. We also look at all the private contractors that go around and do a lot of yard work and stuff. And so we really need to be able to find an outlet for these producers. And what are we going to do with some of these organics? Food waste tends to be a little bit later on down the way, but yard waste seems to be the low-hanging fruit to pick at this point.
What's their thought process there? It's going to decompose no matter where you put it, so
Well, composting.
it still decomposes.
It's
Still
decomposing.
produces methane.
Carbon dioxide, but it's not methane. So,
Hey.
okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dale. Chris Pastron, Finance.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have a few items this evening. It's going to take us on a short trip through time. We're going to step back into 2024 for just a moment. The 2024 audit is complete and has been filed with the Office of the State Auditor. The electronic version of the audit was included in your packet for your review. Scott Zalbo with Lauer, Zalbo and Associates will present the findings of the audit to the Finance Committee August 11th. Of course, all counselors are welcome to attend. Now, moving ahead to current 2025, we are excited to report we have a new team member in finance. Rebecca Oliveira will join us as our new accounting clerk in charge of payroll and utility on Monday, the 18th of August. So I look forward to her working with her and welcoming her to the organization. So now jumping ahead to 2026. Yes, it's that time again, budget cycle. So in your packet also was the 2026 budget calendar. This may look pretty familiar to you all. It pretty much is the same format that we've used in prior years. So there's just a few of important dates that I want to bring to your attention on the calendar. Statutory requirement for the county assessor to certify the property assessments to the city is August 25th. September 22nd will be our first public work session. Meeting the statutory requirement for the city administrator to present the proposed 2026 budget will happen on October 13th. We'll have our second public work session on October 27th. We're looking at the budget retreat, either a Wednesday evening, November 12th, or Saturday, November 15th as an alternative date. December 8th is our goal to have a public hearing to adopt the budget and to make the budget, adopt the budget resolution, the appropriations resolution, and the mill levy resolution. And then December 10th, we'll meet the statutory requirement for the county assessor to present any final changes to the property assessments to the city, and also along with the certification of the mill levy to the county at that time. So the budget calendar is a breathing document. It is alive. Many of the deadlines, of course, that I mentioned to you is that are statutory, cannot be changed. However, there are some other dates within there that we do might possibly have to change or adjust. It just depends on as we work through the cycle. And of course, our goal is always to bring you a good, solid work plan to be adopted by year end. So with that, that's all I have for you. Are there any questions for me? Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kim Nix, HR.
I have nothing for you this evening.
Okay. Thank you. Miranda.
I had emailed council on a couple possible dates for council retreat, August 4th and August 7th. There's just a few of you that I haven't heard back from, so if you haven't emailed me back with what works best for you, please do that this week. And then we have the council candidate meeting next Tuesday, August 5th, just as a reminder, at 6 p.m. We have a seat in each of the wards 1, 2, and 3, and then also the mayor's seat on the ballot this year. And then we have 2 active liquor licenses, or liquor license applications that are in process right now. Maverick, we will have their public hearing on, I believe it's August 12th. I may have that date wrong. I didn't look that up before I came in here. But the notices are going out today at the site, and then they were on our Facebook page and our city website last week. Also, we've received application for the Brush Emporium for a liquor license there as well. And we will be looking at more than likely a September 9th public hearing date for that. So that's all I have to report. Are there any questions? Okay.
Thank you, Lorenda. Dan Crum.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have much to report. I did just want to say, you guys probably don't hear a whole lot from staff about their interaction with me, but your staff does a really good job of checking in with me when it's appropriate to limit liability. And every single person in here has called me at one point or another, and not overusing. So your staff's doing a really good job.
Great.
Good.
That's all I have.
That's
Sorry.
it, just good news? Thank you, Dan. Monty.
Okay, all of my reports or updates are going to be in executive session or in the work session, so nothing else beyond those.
All right. Mayor and council reports. Does anybody have anything to share?
Not this time.
I feel like everybody's updated everything that I had on my plate. So, all right. So we will. I need a motion to move into executive session. Thank you. Great.
Yes, and I just realized I usually have this little
Oh,
paper to
the-
go by, and I
the
don't,
script.
so I'm going to pass my script down to whoever needs it.
I'll take
Oh.
it.
Thank you.
Sorry. Oh, I have that on there too.
I'm sorry about that.
Number 10.
I move we go into executive session pursuant to the Colorado Revised Statutes, Article 24, Title 6, Section 402, at subsection 4B, for conferences with an attorney for the local public body for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions. The matter to be discussed is a water court case.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes. All right, so we will go into executive session, and then we'll adjourn, so you're not going to miss anything. Thank you.
Can I have that back, please?
Nope, sorry. Keeping it. It's all
have my
I read
notes
one of those. I usually get out and have you read those ones back.
Got to make a change on our broadcast.
Give me a call if you want to talk specifics on it.
Okay, so Dan Cobb has his statement.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll note for the record, the time is now 7:06. We're returning from an executive session. I was present throughout the conversations. The scope of the conversations was within the scope of the statute, and as the city attorney, the attorney-client privilege attaches.
Right. And we don't have any actions to do, so that I'd look for a motion to adjourn and move into work session.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Work session.
Do I need to be here?
Is that?
Do I need to be here?
Let me take a look at Blaine's.
Doesn't look-
No. Think we're good to go.
Thank you, Dale.
Thanks, Dale.